What is going on, guys? Welcome back. Commentary for you. A bit of a spoiler alert here. Listen, if you think you're good at Madden, if you feel like you're a competitive player, Madden's realistic, the videos I do normally don't apply to you because you don't see them in your game, your best option is to shut this video off right now. Because you can't dismiss this. This happens every single game, snap, play. I just want you to watch what's happening on the field. And it amazes me that some channels just now find this stuff out. You know, we've talked about this for years. I could do a video like this every day. I choose not to because, one, it's not a real creative video. Two, it doesn't allow me to articulate football very well. And three, it can get a bit mundane. We all know the game is broken at the end of the day. So, I selected the Colts and the Texans intentionally. A lot of times, you go back in NFL history, you look at how a team drafts, and it's to beat the best team in the division. And when Clowney was drafted, the Colts were the best. They wanted to generate pass rush. It was important to pressure the quarterback, and thus Jadeveon Clowney has been brought into the league. Now, he is an athlete. He is a great rusher. And I'm showing you these plays in succession, this being my favorite of the bunch right here, so you can get an idea of how Anthony Costanzo reacts to Jadeveon Clowney. And we're going to go back and we're going to make some adjustments here to the offensive line. Now, height and weight, strength, very important fine line for alignment. So you see, that was the original in-game Costanzo. I'm going to now sub him out for LaRaven Clark, except I've changed LaRaven Clark's weight to 160 pounds. Now, 160 pounds really wouldn't qualify for a whole lot of positions. And to keep this fair, I'm going to call the timeout. We're going to go back to the recent plays. We're going to load up 4 verts. We're going to put a cover 2, Tampa 2 out, so we get an isolation of Clowney on Clark. Because I want to see now how this 160-pound player holds up as good as my, let's say, top dollar, if you will, left tackle, my franchise left tackle, like the Colts have had for years. And you can see the game just selects animations to play out. It does not matter to the game that LaRaven Clark is weighing 160 pounds. It only matters that he is a lineman, and therefore he is going to play through the lineman animations. And this is something that Madden has struggled with for years on end. This is not something that takes a 15-minute video to try to break down. It's a simple concept. It's a time-tested concept. It's a proven realization that the game is broken when putting players out of position because it leans on animations. Now let's take it another step further. Let's take Anthony Costanzo and let's make him, I think 5'5" is the smallest you can make a player in the game. So now we're going to take the player that did well, we're going to modify him and see if it changes him. And as you can see, it doesn't really make an impact in the game. It looks funny, great. I mean, granted, you look at this, it looks very strange to see a small player manhandle a larger one. But it doesn't matter if it's Costanzo or Clark. It doesn't matter what I do to the height or the weight to modify these players. And I get, in fairness, some of you are going to respond with, well, all that matters is the ratings. No matter the size of the player, if they have X amount of strength, then they should have X amount of strength. You know, my response to that would be strength is always perceptive to weight and height. If you have a person of a certain strength on a rating of 1 to 100, a 400-pound player is going to be incrementally stronger at a 90 strength than a 100-pound player. That's a physics test for another day. So, let's use this same concept, though, and take LaRaven Clark, and let's make him as heavy as possible. So Clowney should struggle the most. Is he going to be slower? Of course. But you're giving Clowney much more to go around, and as you can see, the same results have occurred. Whether I'm modifying a backup or a starter, whether I'm paying these players in franchise mode the most or the least, whether you have a free agent, whether you have a franchise player, the results in this game are always going to be the same. And again, this is something to many of us that have covered Madden is not a big surprise or a big shock. For my example, I guess, I just, as I said earlier, don't feel the need to continually create these videos because they don't do much for me. Love to know your thoughts on this. Appreciate you checking it out. I'll be back in the week with more commentary.